It's approximately 6:35. We will go ahead with the Plan Commission meeting. And today's date is Tuesday, December 21st. And we will call the meeting to order first with the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. Please stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, we will have a roll call vote by Mr. Minchuk, our secretary.
Mr. Mellon.
Here.
Mr. Rich.
Here.
Mr. Holtz.
Here.
Bennett.
Here.
I am here. Mr. Deering.
Here.
And Mrs.
Here, thank you,
All present.
thank you. Okay, continuing on, can I have a motion to approve the minutes of November 16th?
So moved. Second.
Minutes of the motion has been approved, the minutes for November 16th, 2021. Are there any questions or comments on it? Okay, very good, thank you. Communications right now.
Madam President, I'll call for a vote
Oh, do we have to have the vote?
now. Voice vote.
Okay, voice vote, please, on the minutes. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, the minutes are approved by all of us voting aye. Communications, anything underneath communications with any board member? Hearing none, there are no comments from me at the present time. Any old business to be discussed?
Madam Chairman.
No old business, any new business to be discussed, which we will go on into the agenda. Item 1, P23FP 2-1221, Edward Rose Properties, Inc., petitioner and the Chicago Trust Company, N.A., successor trustee to First National Bank of Illinois Trust, number 6079, Jeff Brandt, owner.
Oh, shit, this is creepy.
And they are located approximately at 9047 Connecticut Street. The request, final PUD approval for the residence at Broadfield on 27.97 acres. Purpose, multifamily apartment dwelling. Okay, give us your name, please.
Good evening, Greg Bauer here on behalf of Edward Rose Properties, along with Steve Horman on behalf of Edward Rose Properties, who came up here this evening. The residence at Broadfield, a planned unit development, is what we've presented over several weeks. No changes have been made to the planned unit development plans through this point in time. The plat that is a part of this planned unit development has been approved of by the town and the town engineers. So we're requesting a favorable recommendation from the Plan Commission to go to the Town Council with final PUD approval, and of course, tonight, approval of the final plat
Sure.
as tendered as part of this, and which would be conditioned upon the Town Council granting final PUD approval.
Well, we've had you at several workshop meetings. It looks like to me you've had everything in order. Steve, what is your recommendation?
Yeah, so we have reviewed this, our team, including Bob and myself and Matt Lake. Everything's in order. A stormwater permit has already been issued by Matt Lake. The final plat has been reviewed. It's in order. This has been done since back in October, so, and nothing's
Right.
changed since then.
Sheila,
Yes, everything,
everything's in order?
yes, ma'am. Everything is in order.
Okay, very good. Any questions or comments from the board? Mr. Mellon?
None at this time.
Mr. Rich?
None at this time.
Mr. Holt?
No.
Brian?
Just for point of order, we should read the staff report into the minutes of the meeting, please.
Oh, well, we're going to.
Yep.
I'm going to
Yep,
go
but
back
other
to
than
Sheila.
that-
I will be going back to Sheila
Sure.
for that, okay? All right. Mr. Counselor?
No, I have no comments.
Jeff? Sean?
Joe's going to hate me. Greg's going to hate me. Based on our workshop discussion previously, and Greg, for your benefit and Steve's benefit, we had a joint redevelopment commission, plan commission workshop to talk about this area and traffic. And I ask you guys to think about this, not asking for a commitment, but if the town were to come back and we needed to install a traffic signal at either Connecticut or Georgia because of the increased traffic, would you participate in some percentage?
I think we caught them off guard.
I know I caught him off
Yeah,
guard. I
because-
caught my town attorney off guard because
Okay.
my wheels are always spinning and I probably should have conferred with him, but
That's a very
he knows
good
me
question.
better.
Well, no,
That's a good question.
this discussion came up tonight as a result of a joint plan commission workshop along with RDC. So this has not come lightly. It came out of evolving conversations. So what we're thinking about right now is looking at the longevity of the corridor in terms of some signalization. Would the partners or owners within that area be willing to take on some type of ownership percentage in terms of signalization? That's what we're really thinking about tonight. And I know it's a heavy load to think about. So, again, this is just something that's being brought up. If we need to continue the discussion, we'll continue the discussion, but this is something that has just newly been brought to light.
Well,
Certainly-
Edward Rose has attended quite a few workshops, and they're looking for their final approval tonight, I believe. Everything's always looked good to me. Is it up to NDOT, Counselor, to put up the light, or would they have to put in a payment?
NDOT's gonna say, put up the light. It's all gonna be a question of who's gonna pay for it.
Well, it's a private, 93rd Avenue is our, 93rd in Connecticut would be our signal, our intersection.
It's not a state road, so.
Not a state road, so that's why I asked
Right, but
the developer to
But a
look
public-
into that.
What a public-private contribution is what you're looking for.
Right, and the reason I bring it up to Greg and Steve is that when I started with the town, way back when, and Meyer came in and built, the the Merrillville Road TIF district paid for the signal upgrade at US 30 and Merrillville Road, and Meyer paid for the one that's over by the bank by Art Hill. They put that signal in on Meyer's dime. So that's why I ask. It's an ask. It's not, I'm not gonna make it a condition. This is a recommendation to the town council for the zone change. And Steve, you know, I am 100% on board. I have done everything I can as your councilman, from the neighbors to everything else. So, with all due respect, I don't think it's that big of an ask that at some point in the future, and Joe and Greg can write this up, if at some point in the future, we have to put a signal in because of the increased traffic
But
coming out of your development onto Connecticut and 93rd, I don't think it's a big ask that
no,
we ask you to,
signalization, though, will help the development,
well, you will, yeah.
I would
Yeah.
think.
So I don't know if Steve and Bob want to chime in. I apologize for the late notice, guys, but it just, again, as Joe alluded to, we had a workshop, it got me thinking, and that's probably a
Right.
dangerous thing in my mind.
Well, what is your comment, Mr. Bauer? How do you feel about what Sean has said? And
Well-
like he said, we just had a workshop meeting before you came in.
Yep, certainly understand where Councilman Pettit, Plan Commission member Pettit, came up with this concept. And it is brought up from time to time, but we don't have a cost right now. We haven't heard a number, even, you know, and I hear wild numbers on traffic signals. They can vary significantly. So I've not heard a number. And obviously, we're rezoning this to PUD from a PUD that actually had more units without a traffic signal tied to it. There's a lot of stuff going on, but I think Edward Rose has made a commitment to all the apartment projects it builds and develops. It holds them. So it's in there for the long term. And if this is a long-term solution, I think we would be willing to sit at the table and come to the town of Merrillville and we get a phone call. We'll come and sit at the table because,
Okay.
you know, then the other aspect is what's the formula of contribution? Not only is the number involved, but there's a formula. How can we come up with a formula? And there's no way to come up with it tonight, I
Right.
don't think, but
Right.
we'd have to factor in all the potential users, who all benefits. Because my thoughts, and I know why Meyer paid for a traffic signal, because I represent some commercial developers. You want people to stop at that light to, look around. They look around at all the businesses. You want as many lights as possible. If we let commercial developers on Route 30 have their way, you'd stop every 50 feet. So that's not part of but the commercial lots that might locate right there or however you develop that area, it would have to involve some serious consideration as to who would have to participate. And I'm sure people could sit down and come up with it. A traffic engineer might be able to do something, but I think we'd commit to coming to the town of Merrillville and sitting down and having that discussion with you.
That's all I need, Greg.
Definitely.
That's all I need.
I think he's given the proper answer.
Yep.
Okay, we will continue on with the staff report from Sheila, please.
Petitioner is requesting final approval for planned unit development on 27.97 acres in a planned unit development. The proposed development will have 12 small three-story buildings with either 18 or 24 apartments in each. There will be 96 one-bedrooms, 150 two-bedrooms, and 24 three-bedrooms. The proposed development will be high-end classed community with high-end quality finishes, including stainless steel appliances and granite or quartz countertops. The proposed development will include the necessary drainage improvements that will be reviewed and approved before permits are obtained. Surface water will be collected on-site and discharged to be expanded pond off-site to the south. Other amenities include a clubhouse, swimming pool, and an outdoor TV lounge. The plan will also include an extension of the sidewalk from Broadfield Carriage Homes at Carolina Court along the Georgia Street frontage. The project will include sanitary sewers, curb, gutters, streets, common water, and storm sewers. Petitioner has received approval from the stormwater director and engineers. The stormwater director has reviewed the stormwater drainage agreement between Edward Rose Properties and the Chicago Trust Company.
Madam President, I make a motion to approve P23 FP 2-1221 for discussion.
Motion on the floor by Mr. Sean Pettit for a discussion on the Edward Rose properties. Do we have a second to that motion?
Second.
Second by Brian. What is your discussion?
A couple questions, Madam President, to Joe and Greg, and then to Steve. Greg brought up the plat. If this goes to the council on the 28th for the zone change, the ordinance, the plat is part of that, so the plat then, you want to get that recorded, Greg, after that?
Yes, we would, actually, based on, and again, I want to thank the town. Your meetings and how the council and the plan commission meet are fantastic. It advances everything. I know you have one next week, and the town has offered to put us on the agenda. We'd like to actually be placed on the January 11 agenda, just so I can make that clear.
Okay.
Just with everyone's schedule, and traveling and everything. So, yeah, with that, we'd like to be able to tender the Mylar after your approval of the final plat. Give that to your possession for your signatures whenever the town feels comfortable, which will probably be after the town council votes. And then we'd have the final PUD approval, and we'd record that along with the plat.
Okay, and then, Steve, to you, physically, I've driven through there. It looks like work is being done on the pond. Am I correct?
Good evening. I'm Steve Horman with Edward Rose Properties. The property owner has been doing some work, not actively on the pond. There was a stockpile and a debris pile that were there.
Okay.
That's been removed,
Okay,
and they're ready to start construction on the pond
So
expansion.
it's more of a maintenance issue.
That's what's been going on so far, yes.
and when do you plan, if we approve this on January 11th, what's your time schedule then to begin site work,
We would have.
weather
closing-
permitting?
Yeah, we would close on the purchase of the property in February sometime, And weather permitting, we would start construction as soon as possible in the spring.
Okay. That's all, Madam President.
Thank you. I do know the residents in the Broadfield area were very interested in that pond, the retention pond, which was brought up at our workshop quite a few times with quite a few members. But I'm glad to hear that you are moving the debris out and doing what you have to at this time. I welcome you to Merrillville. I think the economy of Merrillville will really be improved too. Okay, board members, where are we at this time now? Final approval for PUD,
You have a motion and a second.
for the PUD?
Yes.
Okay, roll call vote. Jeff?
Mr. Mellon,
Yes.
Mr. Rich,
Yes.
Holtz,
Yes.
Mr. Pettit,
Yes.
I'm a yes, Mr. Jerry,
Yes?
and Madam President.
Yes.
Thank you kindly. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, happy New Year.
Oh, yes.
Be careful going home, Steve.
Approved.
You the same.
You are
Thank
approved
you.
for your PUD, and I welcome you to Merrillville. Okay, continuing on, we will go to our second item on the agenda.
Plat as well.
P241 S2-1221.
So is that what we're
Providence
doing?
Real
Just
Estate
approve it?
Development Petitioner and Owner, located at 4595 West 73rd Avenue. Their request for a final subdivision approval for Creekwood Crossing, Unit 3, Block 1, on 10.86 acres. Purpose, single-family residences. Okay, who do we have here? As you know, that Creekwood Crossing is in my ward, and the homes and the townhomes there, they have just done a great job with that subdivision. Right, Chris?
Yes, ma'am.
Sure. No, I don't. I think I had one before, though. I would recommend you give one to each board member, okay?
Yeah, this one's kind of small.
There.
Yeah.
Is this the same one from 2 weeks
So
ago?
hard to read.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I got that one.
well, just to make sure everybody's
I'm
seeing
good,
it.
thank you.
They're just wanting approval to. Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Sure, let me have another one.
Chris Mellon and I have both driven out there quite a
Oh, I
few
got a bunch
times,
of them.
and we really liked the project, so give us your program, please.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you again for the opportunity to be in front of you tonight. Again, this is the first phase of the Creekwood Crossing Phase 3 development. 22 single-family homes in this phase. We're requesting secondary plat approval this evening. Nothing has changed since we were here last week. Be happy to answer any questions you folks have.
What did they do with that neighborhood watch club? Are they still inquiring about being a neighborhood watch club with this part of the area?
Yeah, we've entered into an agreement with the existing homeowners association where we're gonna be paying, our pro rata share, number of lots given the entire development. We're gonna pay a pro rata share to the existing homeowners association to help maintain the entry feature and 73rd Street.
Okay, very good. Chris Mellon, any questions or comments?
No, I'm excited to see it go in. I'm excited to see my property value just keep going up.
Yeah.
And it's been beautiful work that has been done in there also.
Oh, the
Thank you.
homes are just
Yes.
fabulous back there, $300,000-$400,000 homes. I really like it myself.
Yeah.
Mr. Rich?
No,
Any
nothing.
questions, comments? Mr. Holtz?
I know this has nothing to do with the section that you've got, but the other area, is it gonna be done in 2 phases, or?
That's correct. We'll finish the rest of it. I would probably project sometime next summer.
Okay. No, I was just wondering if it's gonna be one. Okay, no other questions.
Mr. Daring?
No, it all looks great.
Yes,
Thank
it
you.
does. Jeff? Sean?
Would you commit to putting a traffic signal in?
I'd be lying if I said I wasn't sitting there going, I hope I don't get asked about a traffic signal tonight.
I have no questions, Madam President.
Well, I think you have a traffic signal on Route 30, Old 30 rather. Isn't there one there or a stop sign?
What,
No.
Off of Whitcomb, Whitcomb's
Oh,
got,
Whitcomb, correct,
Whitcomb's got
yeah.
a signal.
Whitcomb's got the signal, but we have to go up further east to get to Creekwood. I thought there was a stop sign going into that subdivision, from my recollection.
When you come
Chris,
out.
you remember
when you
that?
come out onto 73rd, there is, but going in, I believe there is nothing else.
There's no east.
73rd goes all the way through, doesn't it, Chris? The
Yeah.
entrance to Creekwood, there's no stop.
Yeah, there's,
I was thinking coming.
There's a
out-
light at Burr.
coming out of Creekwood onto,
Yeah,
In
there's-
Sherrville.
onto
Right,
73rd. I'm
Sherrville.
mistaken.
Well, Creekwood's so close to Sherrville, too.
Yeah.
But anyway, it looks great to me.
Thank you.
Very good. I really like it. I like that area, too. Do we have a staff report, Sheila?
Petitioner is requesting final subdivision approval in an R2 single-family residential zoning district on 10.86 acres. The proposed development will have 22 lots and will be known as Creekwood Crossing Phase 3, Block 1. The subdivision will be served with curbs and gutters, common water, sanitary sewers, storm sewers, and street lights. Swales, curbs, and gutters will drain to the storm sewers running on-site detention ponds. Downspouts are to be connected to storm sewers. Petitioner has submitted plans to the town engineer, administrator, Robertson Engineer, and Stormwater Management. The petitioner has been approved by Stormwater Management and Engineering.
Steve, do you have anything to say about this?
I do not. Everything's in order and we're ready to
Everything
go.
looks in order? Okay. Did you have a meeting with the IHCD, too? Was that IHCD? Sanitary sewer.
No, this is all going through, MCD.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
that's
MCD,
going
right,
to
yeah.
MCD?
Yeah,
Oh,
correct.
okay.
It jogs up.
I wonder how that happened, yeah. That's our area, or it used to be.
House over there.
Something's going
We're
on.
gonna get barge, we're gonna go right around her.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, board members, does everything look to be in order from you? If so, give me a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second? Is there a second?
Second.
Second by whom was that?
Mr. Holtz.
Rick Holt?
Rick Holtz, and motion to approve was by Sean.
Yep.
Okay, thank you both, and how does the board feel? Take a roll call vote, please, Jeff.
Mr. Mellon,
Yes.
Mr. Rich,
yes.
Mr. Holtz,
Yes.
Mr. Pettit.
Yes.
I am a yes, Mr. Jerry,
Yes?
and Madam President.
Yes. All yeses, it looks like everything is approved here. Thank you for attending, and good luck.
Thank you again, everyone. Have a happy and safe holiday season.
You
Well,
too.
thank you very much, and the same to you, and, oh, when did you plan on groundbreaking? Or going through with the project? When do you plan on building?
Well, we've already constructed about, I'd say 80% of the streets in this first phase.
Oh, okay.
Hoping to probably have some homes going mid-late January.
Oh, okay, very
Yep.
good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome. Okay, board members, is there any other business? No other business, I will call for an adjournment.
Motion to adjourn.
Second, Brian, motion to adjourn, Jeff, thank you very much.
Yes, Rob.
Second?
Everybody, thank you. Meeting's over.
Merry Christmas,
I like it.
everyone. Ho, ho, ho.
Merry Christmas.